Prutrov was born looking exactly like any other baby, but his parents immediately observed that he woke up from his sleep with acute back pain and that he was not developing at the same rate as other children. He was diagnosed with muscle atrophy and was given a life expectancy of approximately 5 years. His parents, on the other hand, refused to give up on him and reared him as best as they could, even if it meant giving him with round-the-clock supervision. At this time, there was no known cure for his disease. As he grew older, he resorted to remaining at home and connecting with the outside world through the internet, since he felt that people were staring at him while he was out in public. Eventually, he gave up and moved to the suburbs. Prutov shared his sorrowful thoughts on the internet one day when he was feeling particularly frustrated with his circumstances. It was through this post that he came into contact with Anna, a stunning lady from Kazakhstan. He fell head over heels in love with her right away and was completely taken aback when she chose to go to Russia after seeing his images. Prutov wasn't sure what to anticipate when he traveled 3,000 kilometers to see him, a disabled man, for the first time. However, the love they felt when they first met online was the same love they felt when they met in person. They were so completely in love that they decided to tie the knot immediately afterward. Lots of people were surprised that Anna, a beautiful and healthy young woman, would marry a disabled guy like Prutov, but she did it nevertheless. They are devoted to one another and refuse to allow others to determine their feelings for one another. When Grigory Prutov was born, his parents were overjoyed to the point of insanity. A large and lovely baby, their second child, arrived in the world to bring even more joy to this family from Vladivostok, Russia. Despite the fact that he had woken up a couple evenings with back discomfort, tiny Gregory appeared to be in wonderful health. However, things began to shift dramatically very quickly. A devastating diagnosis was delivered when Gregory's parents took him to the doctor. The young boy had muscle atrophy, and the ailment had caused the muscles around his spine to wear and break. The doctors recommended that his parents seek medical attention immediately. The prognosis was gloomy. The youngster would require permanent care within a short period of time and would likely only live for another 4 or 5 years at the most. Gregory's parents, on the other hand, were adamant about not accepting his fate. As a result, they set out to do everything they could to keep him alive, which included years of research into the most effective medicines. However, despite their best efforts, it appeared as though there was little chance. He stopped developing, and his muscles began to deteriorate to a point that it became impossible for him to walk. Because Gregory was still alive, the original diagnosis was revealed to be incorrect throughout the years. He celebrated his 10th, 15th, and 20th birthdays, despite the fact that he weighed just 20 kilograms at the time of his 20th birthday. Gregory's life, on the other hand, was not without difficulties. He spent the majority of his time at home because he was unable to move. Their only link to the outside world was through the internet. Since the times Gregory walked out onto the street, he was confronted with glances of hatred and scorn. He preferred to stay at home and avoid being lonely. Because he was unable to leave his house, he was forced to live a more or less normal life in public places. He was content, but Gregory had a strong sense that he lacked something crucial, a lady with whom to spend his life. The following comment was posted on the internet by Gregory to express his feelings of loneliness and frustration. Thinking about all the things I've never been able to experience makes me feel a little depressed. Because of my condition, I am unable to appreciate all of nature's splendor. A river or the ocean are both out of bounds for me because of my swimming limitations. Without feeling agony, I can't sprint on the grass. In order to assist my pals with their belongings, I am unable to assist them. Taking care of people I love is impossible for me right now. I am unable to make them content, and I'll never know what it feels like to be loved, what it's like to be liked by someone, what it's like to be jealous of someone, or to be pleased of someone for introducing you to someone. The feeling of hugging, protecting, dancing with, giving flowers, or giving a present to someone I love will remain a mystery to me. I'll never be able to raise a son or daughter on my own because of my physical limitations. A bunch of flowers and a heartfelt I love you will never be seen by me in the maternity ward. No matter how hard I try, I'll never be able to create a lovely wedding or even to walk my bride through the threshold. His life would take a dramatic turn 2 months later, and the young man had no idea what was in store. Anna, a young woman from Kazakhstan, struck up a seemingly innocent online interaction with me. Something that the two of them shared was their love of art and literature. They were both inveterate romantics. It wasn't long before Gregory realized that he had a strong emotional attachment to Anna, and it appeared that she felt the same way about him. Gregory, on the other hand, didn't dare to raise his hopes that the connection would develop into anything more significant than a casual acquaintance. To decide whether or not to express his affections to Anna, the young man spent weeks arguing with himself. Doing so would also entail telling the truth about his physical condition. He finally mustered up the guts to confess his feelings for her and sent a photograph of himself to her. His surprise answer from Anna was that she wanted to pay him a personal visit. He then embarked on a 3,000-kilometer journey to Vladivostok, which took her a short time. Then, in an even more extraordinary turn of events, Gregory and Anna fell in love and decided to tie the knot. However, when the media took over to the story, the pair generated a sensation across the country. They had hoped for a quiet, humble wedding. Even though she wasn't wealthy, the majority of people couldn't understand why that attractive young lady desired to marry Gregory. Several others believed she was a little insane. They were in love, though, and didn't feel the need to defend themselves or their relationship in front of anyone else. Anna and Gregory, it was their boldness that inspired hundreds of others who expressed their respect for the young couple for being themselves and not allowing social pressures to stand in the way of their love. Many people all around the world have been inspired by Anna and Gregory's beautiful photographs and amusing videos, which contain a healthy dose of irony. This couple has clearly found real love and are not afraid to express it openly and honestly, while remaining completely at ease with their own skins. Now, all that is left is for one to wish them a long and happy marriage. Is muscle wasting caused by something else? Atrophy of the muscle? It is called muscular atrophy when muscles begin to deteriorate and waste away. A lack of physical activity is usually to blame for this ailment. In the event of a sickness or accident that makes it difficult or impossible to move an arm or a leg, the inability to move the affected limb can lead to muscle wasting. After a period of inactivity, your arm or leg may begin to appear smaller, but not shorter, the arm or leg that is capable of being moved. When combined with a proper diet, exercise, and/or physical therapy, muscle wasting can be reversed in certain instances. Muscle atrophy signs and symptoms. If you experience any of the following symptoms, you may be suffering from muscular atrophy. If you have a noticeable difference in size between your arms or legs, this is a red flag. The use of one of your limbs has become noticeably more difficult for you. Your physical activity has been significantly reduced over the past many years. If you feel you may be suffering from muscular atrophy, or if you're unable to move properly, contact your doctor to schedule a comprehensive medical checkup. If you have an undiscovered ailment that requires treatment, you should seek medical attention right away. Muscle atrophy has a variety of causes. If you do not engage in physical activity, your muscles can become sluggish and waste away. Exercise and good diet can often help to reverse this form of atrophy, even after it has begun to occur. Because of a medical condition, muscle atrophy might occur if you are bedridden or unable to move specific body parts. After a few days of weightlessness, astronauts, for example, may undergo muscular atrophy. There are a variety of other factors that contribute to muscular atrophy. Extended period of time without engaging in physical activities,